I'd say it's one of the biggest fights of the decade.
We are going to make history. It's the stuff of legend, it's the stuff of fantasy. We're going to find out something we don't know about Conor Benn. We don't know how he deals with adversity. Will he be able to come through that?
We were in Tottenham Court Road at the open workout, and all of a sudden we open Twitter and everything's going mental, but there is no real understanding of what will happen.
There was some big news that broke a couple of hours ago. We've been made aware that a random anti-doping test for Conor Benn returned an adverse analytical finding for trace amounts of a fertility drug.
Still processing it, trying to get my head around it all.
Everybody here is wanting answers.
About an hour after the Daily Mail released the story, the British Boxing Board of Control released a statement. The wording that they used was that the fight is now prohibited.
I walked in, all the media had seen it, boom. 40 cameras around me. Eddie, what's this? Did you know about this? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Chris Eubank is made aware of these tests. They have doctors look into the results. They're not concerned by the results.
To be so close and then all of a sudden it's all gone. It was a crazy feeling and an experience to go through.
It comes down to Chris at that point, and I said to him, look, we in or we out?
I got a phone call saying
his son was doing performance-enhancing drugs. I was like, mate, you're on your own with this, son. You're not ruining my career. I worked hard to get me where I am. I didn't even have to say that because I know my boy.
Matchroom heavily backed me. They believed in me.
I believe him. And if I believe him, and he's my mate, I'm not letting him down. I never went through the he went through, but I went through a whole pile of having his back.
Some people will always think that he's guilty. That's never going to change. But with me, my son can get on with his career and achieve his goal of being world champion.
Nigel will be supportive, Nigel will be with Conor throughout the whole build-up, but he's not in Tony Sims's ear saying, right, Conor needs to be doing this. Whereas I think Chris Eubank Sr. wishes he was that little bit more present within Chris Eubank Jr.'s career.
Chris Eubank Jr. is now his own man. I was fortunate enough to cover a few of Chris's early fights, and I would be at press conferences and his dad would take over the press conference.
He would sometimes stand in the middle of the ring and not say nothing at Chris Jr., just look in between rounds and pose. I would commentate on most of his early fights and it would just be bizarre.
And it was almost a show for him to kind of give Chris advice. And I'm like, dude, he has a trainer, let his trainer do his training. Chris started to speak, and in doing so, the limelight was pulled away from Senior. Senior loves the limelight.
Since he wrote me that letter that said, I'm now the boss, I saw a clip of him saying, my dad's gone missing. Well, I went missing when you said, I'm the boss. Even in the biggest fight of my career, we're still talking about my old man. That shadow is gargantuan, but I didn't see it as a bad thing. I learned a lot from being in that shadow. I learned a lot from trying to eventually get out of the shadow. I think it's been a blessing. I wouldn't change it.
Chris Sr. didn't really want Chris Jr. to have this fight. Many reasons why. The weight cut, he didn't want. All the stipulations behind the scenes, he didn't want.
I heard all these comments on the first fight. He is a father that cares about his son. For me, the first fight wasn't safe.
Chris Sr. is just looking out for his lad. He wants to protect his lad.
This fight wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for what he did all those years ago. So of course, regardless of the fact that we've been estranged for a number of years now, I would want him there, involved in this massive event.
Of course, I will accept anything he asks me, but you have to have the humility to ask.
I'm actively working to try and get him there. Will it happen? I couldn't tell you, but all we can do is hope and pray, right?
Could this be
looking good? He's fit and he potentially has a massive fight on the horizon. I'm talking about Chris Eubank Jr., the face-off, if you will, with Conor made headlines. And then immediately after the fight, I mean, he walked into the ring with ease.
Well, you think you can fight me like that? You think you can fight me like that? Easy, but look at the state of your face.
I've jumped up 2 weight divisions. I ain't gonna be no weight, but I'll fight you at middleweight. Okay. I ain't concerned. What, you think you can beat me off the back of that? On my worst day. On my worst day. Okay, we'll see.
This fight was destined to be at a different period in time, at a different place, a different moment in history. And now the fight is 4 times as big. The stakes are 4 times as high. The purse is 4 times as great.
Ultimately, all of this stuff pushed this fight to another dimension.
Now it's not just our old man's fought, so now we gotta fight. Now me and Conor have our own storyline, our own history, our own beef.
Do you guys know who I'm fighting? Conor Benn, that's right. Do any of you know what I did a few weeks ago?
Egged him.
That is correct. I don't have any eggs on me today. The truth is, I shouldn't have done that. Sportsmanship. Being respectful to your opponents. Serious, like you're about to hit Conor Benn with an egg.
Whether you're doing something stupid like smashing an egg in your face, without all the trappings of a big fight night and sell-out crowds, those two would have a go round the back of the garage. That's dislike.
Eddie, you know I don't like you, right?
I don't know.
I don't want to hear what you have to say.
What, you talk?
I'd love to talk, but if not me, somebody else.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Conor Benn, how are we feeling about smashing this geezer to pieces April 26th? Because I'll tell you something now, I can't wait.
Listen, Chris can say what he wants. The bottom line is, his dad don't even like him. You could not pay that man enough money to sit in this man's corner.
I thought he was an idiot then. Now, probably will do after I knock him out as well.
Why are you so confident that you can knock Chris Eubank Jr. out that quick? Every time he's stepped up, he's fouled. Yeah, you face better oppositions, well done you, but this is the end of your career. You are going to get rendered unconscious by a welterweight. Rendered, yeah, exactly, like Liam Smith.
Come fight now. It's not a game. It's not a joke. It's not a media stunt. It's a fight. And you want to make sure you're well prepared for that.
So the much touted debut of Conor Benn, son of the legend that is Nigel, of course.
I've seen Conor grow over 6-7 years. I mean, when he first came to the UK to fight, he was poor level. We threw him into the deep end at the O2 Arena, and he was all over the place.
No lack of spite in there. Remind you of someone?
I didn't expect him to get this far, to tell you the truth.
The journey has been quite incredible. I don't think really people dial into the work that this young man has put in. He is the hardest working fighter I've seen. The improvements.
I nearly got my hand around your throat.
If your hand never touches me again, you won't get it back.
Shut your mouth, do you hear me?
No,
do you hear me? Just threaten my dad again, watch what happens to you.
Yeah.
I'm not threatening him, I'm just letting him know.
No, do you hear what I said?
Any father would do that, try and protect his son, and I'll do it again.
Eubank, I can't wait to smash your head in.
I can't wait, my friend. I can't wait.
At his best, Conor Benn is a very explosive fighter. He uses headroom and footwork to get into range, and then he unleashes big right hands. He's a ferocious fighter, very intense, just like his personality.
He's had 2 fights, both in the States, hasn't taken any significant blows. So he'll be in a good position now, mentally a lot stronger than he was 2 years ago.
Eubank Jr. has a great jab, and off that jab he throws a great left hook. He's changed as his career has progressed. Now he's refined, he's a little bit more skillful, a little bit more nuanced.
People are questioning whether Chris still has it. Right, Chris now mid-30s.
He got absolutely ironed out by Liam Smith. I know he got stopped on his feet, but he got battered, let's be honest.
Liam just kind of plows through Chris, and you kind of think, is there even worth a rematch? We get the rematch, and typical Chris style, he flipped the script.
The way he dusted himself down, went back to the Manchester Arena, the scene of the crime, such a hostile atmosphere, and gave such a good performance, I think, shows the measure of the man.
I think for Chris, it's just a case of, do I need to remind you again? Can you not see my back catalogue of performances?
Where's the respect? You know, I've had 34 fights, 25 KOs, and I can only beat this guy because I'm a bit bigger than him.
I think we're forgetting that level that Chris has fought at. No, he's not beaten them, but he's been in there with them and he's hung with them. Conor hasn't.
He wants to punish Conor Benn on April 26th. I've never heard him talk like that about any fighter. This is something that he feels very, very strongly about.
Both fighters need to win this fight. They will not be able to sleep at night because they will feel that they've let their surname down.
There's so much on the line in terms of family pride and the name. So whoever loses will have to live with it for a long time.
Conor Benn's the one who fans are split with now.
The way that he went from hero to villain.
Years old, 21 years. That type of dedication doesn't come from, oh, I'm only doing this because I want some money.
It's going to be a massive, massive moment for British boxing.
To me, stadium fights in boxing are the pinnacle. And you do that at the best stadium in the UK, there's nothing better.
We still talk about Froch Groves at Wembley Stadium. This is what we'll be talking about in 10 years' time. This is something that will stop the nation.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where legacies will be remembered, where family history will be remembered.
Can you imagine the energy, the noise, the anticipation moments before that first bell?
Someone could get disqualified in there. Someone can lose it. There'll be shoulders, there'll be elbows, there'll be head. They're going to do everything to put the other guy out of the game. I think this is the best fight you've ever promoted.
It's an honour now to be part of what really is a trilogy for the family.
You can't put together a better contrast in personalities, of boxing styles and of boxing brains. Eubank has the brains, Conor Benn has the brawl. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
I want to be a part of something that no one else has ever done.
Come April 26th, there'll only be one winner, and that's going to be the Benn name on top.
The beef is real, it's not fake, it's not pretend. These people have put me through a lot over the last few years, and now I'm going to make them pay.
Can't lose to him. It's a fight that definitely feel possessed over it.
If you want to know what to expect, you can tune in, live on DAZN.
Live on DAZN Worldwide.